Welcome to day 4 of our Big 5 project area informationals. Today we are focusing on natural resources. So in our natural resource project area, we have entomology, forestry, outdoor education and living skills, range science, shooting sports, sports fishing, water conservation and education, as well as wildlife and fisheries. As with like our STEM project, these projects are also going to be mostly independent based, but we are working on getting some of these natural resources or natural resource project areas to Tom Green County. So our first project is going to be entomology, which is the study of insects. So through this project, you'll learn a little bit about insects. You'll collect, study, and identify some different insects within the Tom Green County area, as well as the region or the state. You'll also discover how helpful and harmful insects live, multiply, and affect humans. So through this project area, there's a lot of different resources that you have access to. So we have our entomology curriculum, as well as our National 4-H curriculum, and then some different study materials, which can all be found on the Texas 4-H website. So through this project area, there's a few different contest opportunities that are available to y'all. There is the entomology collection where you will collect bugs, you'll label them the way you typically would set up a bug collection, and you can submit that for the state contest, as well as our Tom Green County Junior Livestock Show Project Fair. We have a category set aside for entomology collections. There is the entomology judging contest where you are identifying different insects and things like that. There is the beekeeping essay contest, which happens about every February. So you write an essay based on a topic in beekeeping, which is typically released, as I mentioned, in February. There's the photography contest. You can submit pictures into our county contest of different insects, anything like that. And then there's educational presentations. So you could pick a specific insect and talk about how it impacts our life, or you can just talk about some insects as a whole as well. Next up is a project area that we probably won't have too many people interested in Tom Green County, just because we don't have many forest around us. But through this project area, you'll learn some different tree identification and measurement skills, forest evaluation, you'll learn how to orient a compass, and then some different map uses. And there's one contest that's attached to this, which is the National 4-H Forestry Invitational. Next up, we have our outdoor education and life skills project area. This is one that I would like to bring to Tom Green County as soon as possible, and I'm working very hard to get it here. So through this, you'll learn a little bit about camping and hiking, wildlife watching and tracking, shooting and hunting skills. You'll learn how to build fires, canoe, kayaking, outdoor navigation, all the types of life skills that are necessary if you are going to be spending a lot of time outdoors. For this project area, we have a few different resources available, which can also be found on our Texas 4-H webpage. So there's some different explore guides with some different activities and some different lessons there. We have our wildlife ID guide as well as our wildlife tracks fact sheet. So through this project area, there's a few different contest opportunities. We have the Texas 4-H Outdoor Challenge, which is a really fun challenge that puts these life skills that you're learning to the test. And then you also could talk an educational presentation. You could put it under safety and injury prevention. You could talk about some different things that you've learned through this project area, as well as some probably open A&R category as well. Next up, we'll hear from Mr. Connor Boness, who actually competed in the Outdoor Challenge this past summer.
Hi, my name is Connor Boness, and I'm a part of the Cristobal 4-H Club. And I'm going to tell you how much fun I had at the 4-H Outdoor Challenge. My top 4 events were shotgunning, archery, rock climbing, and first aid. I also had fun staying in the dorms and making new friends. I hope you join me next year for the 4-H Outdoor Challenge. 4-H for life.
So after Outdoor Challenge, we got our range science project area. So here we have three big areas that fall under this umbrella. So we have our range and pasture grass ID, where you learn how to identify native as well as introduced grasses to Texas. And you get to learn a little bit about how plants grows, how grazing impacts these plants, and then again about some plant ID. For this, we do have a contest that's directly attached back to that, and it is a judging contest where you basically will identify 40 different grasses that are in front of you. You'll write down the name and then some different characteristics about those plants. Next up, we have our range evaluation contest. You learn a little bit about how to evaluate ranges for site health, stocking rate, and then some good management tools to use. We also have a judging contest attached to this where you actually go out and evaluate some different ranges based on those key elements that I just mentioned. And then the last one that falls under range science is going to be soil judging. So you learn how you evaluate different soil profiles to determine the soil characteristics and make interpretations on whether or not this would be a good place to put crops or anything like that. And that soil judging is going to be a judging contest where you go out to some different sites and you will actually judge some different soil profiles, do some tests on it, and be able to decide which is the best for what you're looking for. Next up, we have shooting sports. Here in Tom Green County, we are blessed enough to have a rifle club, an archery club, as well as a shotgun club. So the other disciplines that fall under this category are going to be hunting and wildlife, muzzle loading / black powder, pistol, and then as I mentioned, archery, rifle, and shotgun. So in this project area, we do have a good chunk of contest opportunities. You can participate in some different postal leagues, some different extravaganzas. We have an indoor archery contest at State 4-H Roundup. We have Roundup Archery, again, which is at State. Indoor rifle, we have district and state, but our district rifle contest is actually outdoors. Then we have the state games that have been happening for the past couple of weeks, which happens in San Antonio. Then there's also some different ambassador opportunities, so you can take on a leadership role within this project area and be an advocate for the shooting sports program in 4-H. And then as well as most other projects that we've talked about, there's also some different educational presentations that can be done on this as well. So next up, we'll hear from Mr. Sutton Lampier, who is very active in our shooting sports program and is going to talk a little bit about what he's learned while participating in shooting sports.
Hi, my name is Sutton Lampier, and I'm involved in 4-H shooting sports. I started in shooting sports in 3rd grade. I can't remember, it's been a while ago, as a precision shooter, and now my main focus is shotgun.
So our next project is going to be sports fishing. Again, this isn't one we have here in Tom Green County just yet, but with us having a lake, I'm trying really hard to get it here. So some different things that your kids will learn are just some different basic fishing skills. You'll learn a little bit about identifying different fish, aquatic ecology. You'll learn about some different fishing laws, ethics, and stewardship, tackle crafting, different boating skills, outdoor safety and first aid. So that kind of goes back to our outdoor education project area. And then you'll learn a little bit about fish habitat management and how to be better stewards of our natural resources we have. So some different contests that go back to this project area, again, are our wildlife challenge, as well as our outdoor challenge, as well as our wildlife challenge. Both of those happen at the state level. They're both really fun contests that help you really put into action what you've been learning through these project areas, and then as well as some different educational presentation opportunities. Next up, we have our water conservation and education project. This one is going to focus more on some different learning opportunities and leadership opportunities for your 4-H'er rather than contests. There's not necessarily a contest related directly back to this project area, but some of the stuff you learn from here can easily be used in some of our different project areas. So on the Texas 4-H webpage, you can find our water projects explore guides, some different guides on water filtration and electrocoagulation. We do have a stream table lesson plan and how you can build your own stream table, which basically you connect some water to this table, and then the water runs through and you can see the effects of erosion, pollution, all of that stuff. Some different components of a community water system lesson plan, a pipe game lesson plan. So as you can see, there's a lot of lesson plans that are attached to this project area. And then the last opportunity is going to be a water ambassador, which is a state level leadership opportunity, which we'll talk a little bit more about tomorrow in our leadership and citizenship project area. The last project area for today is going to be wildlife and fisheries, which can be related back to all of our other project areas that we've talked about. So some different things that your 4-H will learn about is a little bit about habitat management, some wildlife biology and ecology, different hunting and fishing skills. You'll learn how to do some wildlife watching as well as tracking, and then some different career exploration opportunities. So the contest opportunities that relate directly back to this project area are going to be our Roundup Wildlife Challenge, our Wildlife Habitat Education Project, which is going to be our WEP contest, and then some major stock shows also offer some different wildlife contests there as well. So as with the other 3 videos, we have a code word for the natural resources project area as well. So the code word today is going to be nature. So as I mentioned in the previous videos, you can either submit that code word today or you can wait until you've watched all 5 videos. As long as it is submitted by August 6th, you will have a chance at a prize. So thank you for joining us again for another one of our informationals. I hope you learned a little bit about our natural resources project area and maybe gained a new interest in it. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us on any of our social media platforms, as well as send me an email or give us a call here at the office.